My name's Hannah, and I used to think having a twin meant sharing everything. The same face, the same dreams, the same family. But as I grew older, I realized something no one warns you about. Twins can share blood, but not a conscience. My brother Ethan and I were born only 4 minutes apart, but those 4 minutes felt like a whole universe. Mom said I came out calm, quiet, staring up at the hospital lights like I was already analyzing the world. Ethan, on the other hand, came out screaming like a siren, demanding attention from the moment he existed. Dad used to joke,
Hannah's my little scientist, Ethan's my showman.
At first, that difference was cute. Then it became a problem. Ethan had always craved the spotlight. In middle school, while I joined the debate club, he filmed himself doing funny dares in the school hallway. He'd pour milk over his head or jump into puddles yelling,
I'm drowning!
People laughed, teachers didn't. Mom grounded him once, but he always found a way to make it seem like he was the victim. One night at dinner, I remember him saying,
You know what, Mom? School's useless. Nobody gets rich doing algebra, and you think filming yourself acting stupid will pay the bills? Not stupid. Content. It's called marketing, Dad. People love me.
They're laughing at you, Ethan.
So what? Laughs are laughs. Clicks are clicks.
He was only 15, but already obsessed with going viral. When he turned 16, he started his YouTube channel, Ethan the Savage. At first, it was harmless. Little prank videos. Switching sugar with salt, pretending to be a mannequin at the mall, dumping ice water on Dad while he was mowing the lawn. It annoyed everyone, but I figured he'd grow out of it. He didn't. His subscriber count shot up fast. People online loved his crazy energy, the way he didn't care. He made a few $100 a month from ad revenue. That was all he needed to think he was better than everyone. One day, Mom came home from work, tired and holding a stack of bills. Ethan was on the couch, live streaming himself pretending to be rich.
Ethan, can you help me with these? We're short on the light bill again.
Guys, my broke mom's asking for help again. Should I give her a loan? Smash that like button if I should?
Ethan, that's not funny.
He just laughed, turning the camera on her face until she stormed off crying. That was the first time I hated him. Later that night, I told him he was going too far. She's our mom, Ethan. Stop humiliating her.
It's content, Hannah. Don't be dramatic. You're jealous I'm doing something with my life.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Nah, I'm building a brand. Watch me hit 1 million subs before you graduate.
He looked so sure, like the world owed him fame. He started doing stunts. Fake fights in public, jumping onto moving cars, throwing fake snakes in stores. Once he hid in the neighbor's car trunk and waited until the man started driving. He jumped out screaming,
I'm your nightmare, bro.
The guy nearly crashed. Another time, he staged a robbery prank at a gas station, toy gun and all. The clerk pulled a real one. Ethan barely escaped alive. Instead of learning from it, he bragged about the views. Our parents tried everything: therapy, grounding, taking his phone. But he always found a way back online. He'd sneak out at night, borrow friends' phones, and upload videos secretly. The last straw came on a sunny afternoon in our small suburban neighborhood. Across the street lived the Millers, kind people. Their son Jacob was 12, sweet, shy, and blind since birth. He always had his cane and a small golden retriever guide dog named Sunny. Jacob loved music and always waved when he heard us outside. Ethan saw him as content. That day, he told his camera crew, 2 friends with iPhones, that he had the ultimate prank idea. He didn't tell us what it was, but I overheard them whispering something about a fake hole and blind trust. I was in my room studying when I heard screaming outside. By the time I ran out, people were gathered around the sidewalk crying and shouting. Jacob was lying on the ground near a construction pit down the street. Sunny was barking frantically. Ethan stood frozen nearby, camera still in hand.
Call 911. The boy fell in.
I pushed through the crowd. Jacob wasn't moving. His head was bleeding. Ethan kept saying,
It wasn't supposed to go that far. It was just a prank.
I slapped him so hard my hand went numb. You used him for content, Ethan. He's blind. What's wrong with you? He looked terrified, not of guilt, but of losing his audience. When the police came, Ethan ran. He just ran. Left his phone, left us, everything. Jacob didn't make it. He was gone before the ambulance reached the hospital. That night, the news exploded. Local stations ran headlines like, "Teen YouTuber's prank turns deadly." People online who once loved him turned into a mob. Hashtags like #justice for Jacob trended for days. Our house was surrounded by reporters. Mom cried nonstop. Dad sat in silence, staring at the floor. And me? I couldn't sleep without hearing Jacob's mother's screams replaying in my head. Ethan vanished for 3 days. Police searched everywhere. Old friends, hotels, even the woods near the creek. He finally turned up hiding in an abandoned shed behind a gas station, filthy and starving. When they brought him home in cuffs, Mom collapsed.
Why, Ethan, why would you do this?
It was supposed to be funny, Mom. I didn't mean... You killed a child, Ethan.
Ethan looked up, desperate.
It's not my fault. He should have heard us. It was an accident.
That was the moment I realized. He still didn't understand what he'd done. The court was packed on the day of the sentencing. Reporters lined the hallway, whispering like vultures. Ethan's lawyer tried to argue it was negligence, not murder. But the video footage said otherwise. He had laughed as Jacob approached the trap. He'd said,
Let's see how good his other senses are.
The audience gasped when they played that part. Then Jacob's mother took the stand. Her name was Mrs. Miller, and she looked years older than before. Gray hair, sunken eyes, the kind of sadness that doesn't leave. She stood trembling and pointed at Ethan.
Do you even know what you did, boy? My son trusted you. He thought you were his friend. You led him to his death. And for what? Views? Money? You filmed his last moments for entertainment.
Ethan tried to look away, but she kept going.
I hope you see his face every time you close your eyes. I hope every laugh you hear in that prison sounds like my son's voice, because that's all you'll have left.
There wasn't a dry eye in the courtroom. The judge slammed his gavel.
Ethan Reed, you are hereby sentenced to life imprisonment for second-degree murder, with no chance of parole for 30 years.
Mom fainted. Dad broke down. And me, I felt nothing, just cold. Months passed before I visited him in prison. He looked thinner, quieter, like all the ego had drained out of him. The guards led me to the visiting booth.
Hey, Hannah.
Hey.
I didn't mean for it to go this way.
You always say that. He sighed, looking around the gray walls.
They hate me in here. They call me Blind Boy Killer. One guy smeared ketchup on my pillow last night and said, "There's your next victim."
I said nothing.
Mom doesn't write me anymore. Dad either.
You destroyed them.
I know. I just wanted to make us proud.
I laughed, bitterly. You wanted to make yourself rich. You didn't care who got hurt. He pressed his palms against the glass.
Do you think I'll ever be forgiven?
I stared at him, really stared. At the boy who once shared my crib, who stole my toys, who shared my DNA but not my heart. Jacob won't forgive you. His mother won't. Maybe God will, but I wouldn't count on it. I later heard from a prison counselor about Ethan's life inside. He tried to act tough at first, bragging he was famous. But inmates don't care about internet fame. One day in the cafeteria, an older inmate shouted,
Yo, that's the YouTube killer kid. Hey bro, film this. I'm about to prank you back.
They poured milk on his head and yelled,
You like content, huh? Go viral in here.
Everyone laughed as he sat there humiliated, drenched in milk and fear. He never tried to act famous again. Our family name became a curse. Neighbors avoided us. Dad lost clients. Mom quit her job because people whispered behind her back. We sold the house and moved to a small apartment across town. Sometimes Mom still sets the table for 4 out of habit. Every night, she looks at an old photo, me and Ethan in our matching Halloween costumes, and whispers, "Where did I go wrong?" I don't answer, because deep down, I know. Maybe we all failed him. A year later, while organizing Mom's emails, I found something that made my heart drop. An old sponsorship contract Ethan had hidden. He had been paid $5,000 by a shady online brand for that blind prank. It wasn't even spontaneous. He'd planned it. He'd sold it. The so-called friends filming him were part of the deal. And when Jacob died, they deleted their social media and vanished. He hadn't just killed Jacob. He'd monetized his death. I wanted to destroy the evidence, but something inside me snapped. Instead, I forwarded it to every journalist who covered the case. Within a week, the company was under investigation. Their CEO was arrested for exploiting minors and unsafe stunts. It didn't bring Jacob back, but it ended the chain of evil my brother started. A few months later, I visited Ethan one last time. He looked older, emptier.
They know, don't they? About the contract?
Yes. He laughed bitterly.
Guess I'm trending again.
You'll never trend for the right reasons. He leaned back.
You know what's funny? All I ever wanted was to be remembered.
You will be. Just not the way you wanted. Sometimes I think about what it means to be a twin. People say twins share a connection no one else can understand, but maybe that's what makes it worse. Because when he fell, morally, spiritually, part of me fell too. I'll never escape being the twin of the killer. But maybe I can make something good from the wreckage. I started volunteering at a school for blind children. Every time I see them smile, I think of Jacob and how he never got to grow up. Last month, a journalist sent me a video from a prison documentary. They'd interviewed Ethan for a youth and crime special. The interviewer asked,
Ethan, if you could tell your old fans one thing, what would it be?
Ethan stared at the camera for a long time, then said,
Views don't matter when the lights go out. Don't be me. Don't chase fame. Chase being human.
For a moment, I thought I saw the old Ethan, the one who used to build Lego castles with me in the living room. Then the clip ended. I closed my laptop and whispered, "Goodbye, brother." So, yeah, that's my story. A story about how chasing clout turned my twin brother into a monster, and how one blind boy's laughter will forever echo louder than a million likes. If you're still watching this video, or reading this story, take it from me. No prank is worth a life. And if you think going viral makes you invincible, remember, my brother thought so too. Anyway, before you log off, go ahead and like, subscribe, and maybe, I don't know, donate to a charity for blind kids. Because if there's one good thing that can come out of this mess, it's that we finally learned what real vision looks like.